Flat Earth British, Martin speaking. Welcome people. Welcome to my channel on the 17th of October 2018, or so they say. Awesome to see you people. Now I did make a post yesterday, but unfortunately it was blocked worldwide. So I've had to reevaluate what it was exactly I said. Maybe I was, maybe I said too much on my last post. So I've had to reevaluate. There are some aspects of the last post which were deeply sinister. Not an aspect I would have touched upon, but we'll touch upon it lightly in this post. Now, I'm back. No, one part of Flat Earth British, I do realise a lot of you are watching me, is I need to be here to keep everything flowing. Okay, so I'm coming here now to do a post, have a talk, introduce you to some new channels, okay, show you some amazing, mind-blowing stuff, which I usually do, but this particularly is skin crawling, and a particular message which I feel might have been why they ransacked Flat Earth British's channel. Basically, how can they block it worldwide the moment that it's uploaded? Are they watching me real time, or they went ransacked and deleted a few other of my videos too? So I have a second channel, Flat Earth British Filtered. There's probably 100 videos on there, or so. I put mirrored stuff and NASA videos and other stuff that I do interviews. I do quite a few interviews, and I put them all on my second channel, Flat Earth British Filtered, so I'll put that in the descriptions box. Okay, now before I get underway, first things first, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Feel free to subscribe to my channel. Okay, please, 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 I promise you it will be the best subscribe of your entire life. Okay, I promise you this. Now, the nature of my business of truthing has been reevaluated. I'm getting like scathing criticism from the higher echelons of the Flat Earth. I don't think I'm very popular. It's really peculiar, that, but there you go. Maybe they feel I might rock the boat. I do not know, but I'm going to be doing in the next of the series the greatest story never told, which it is, by the way. Like, it is. Closer, I'm probably on the weekend now, guys, okay, because basically I show you now I'm choosing to brand my pictures so they are not taken by websites I plagiarized. Okay, so taking some time. Then we will dig deep, deeper than you ever knew even possible. This is taking us in places we never even knew existed, guys. This is how epic this is. Aspects of which we're going to touch upon now. So, not to deal with apparently the mundane, so I've been told. I want to introduce us to some new channels. This is exploding, this subject, as is my channel subscription base. I'm really grateful. I'm really happy to meet you all. Okay. I know that I'm not fitting in with the genre of YouTube, yeah, how persons are supposed to behave, how they're told to behave on a YouTube tutorial. I'm doing my own thing. What I feel comfortable with, being me, alright? If you met me, which most of the Flat Earthers in the UK have, or a lot of them actually, I'm exactly the same when you meet me as I am here now talking to you, basically. So, yeah, explosion of Flat Earth mud flood channels, really over the moon. I'm going to shout a few of them because they all got their own fields. Now, before I get started, if you want to choose a subject and post on YouTube about it, okay, get in contact with me on martinlitica7@gmail.com. I will put that in the descriptions box and I will help you get some subscribers. Choose a field. If you don't know a field, write to me and I'll give you a field. I've got so much to research and I can't do it all. And there's so many fields that are massive and mind-blowing. But we need more people on this. So if you feel, yeah, I might stand up, do something really cool in my life. Yeah, well, that won't hurt. Yeah, I'll be a sovereign person. I'll stand up, I'll go on YouTube and I'll speak the truth. If you feel like doing that, know you're fully supported, and welcome back to the family. Okay, because that's what we got here, a family, and a very unique one. Okay, when you come back to the family, the Flat Earth family, and recognize the Matrix, something very specific happens with you. You will see, and all Flat Earthers know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, now channels. Fendap, Alan Fendap is awesome. Been having a talk with Rennie, my awesome brother Rennie, of a few years now. I've known Rennie, and my Aztec brother in Cali, who's going to have his own independent Flat Earth state. I hope I'm bloody invited. Okay. So I'm going to put the links for all these in the descriptions box. So I want to shout Mick from Rebel Without a Pause. He's been doing some excellent work, and this new channel's Reset Observer, who's on this subject. Okay, I'll put links in the descriptions box. Level Earth Observer. Okay, awesome to meet you all. Welcome. And this is Havisham, you know, maybe. She does Mud Floods, like Jaxie as well, Jaxie Dreaming, and Dave Ebony, Mud. All of these epic new channels that are just springing up. You know, time to come. These channels are going to be something else. Okay, so what I did yesterday, I spent hours like putting all the links in for every single person in YouTube here in this subject, and a load of Galacus for you, 100. All gone. Anyway, I'll start again, and I will link you up with the best. So, without no further ado, okay, let's get underway. Now, remember, subscribe, come back on the weekend, and we promise you here on Flat Earth British the experience of a lifetime, and never seen the likes of before on YouTube yet. Okay? So, what we're going to look at here, guys, okay, some aspects of the post yesterday. The post yesterday that I did was called Skull and Crossbones Privileges, as in the Club of Yale, where apparently they have the skull and crossbones of Geronimo, and Prescott Bush and George Bush's both, and all presidents end up in this boys' club of skull and crossbones. So it's a byword for Freemasonry. Okay, now I'm going to go through a selection of images, and I'm going to give you the documents yourself, and they are all absolutely amazing. I've selected them for their context, their mind-blowingness, and their beauty, because I like for you to all see pretty things up on the big screen, if you're watching on a big screen. Okay, so welcome to Flat Earth British, a life less ordinary, much less ordinary, but epic. What an experience we are having. So it was a bit disappointing yesterday, but don't worry, because basically, if at first you don't succeed, yeah, that's it. So, the mirror of the past for safeguarding the future should pretty much sum up what this picture is going to show you. Now, it is creepy. I'm going to blow it up, and I'm going to start from the bottom. It's taking its own sweet time. Hope the old video is not going to be this manner. Now, okay, so it's French. We're going to start at the bottom. Okay. So what you see is a gorgon coming out of the floor, a Medusa with snakes and serpents, like a saggy old lady with serpents, letting the serpents loose into this building. You have a chicken coop and what looks like dogs chasing them, but that's a message in itself. So the queue of people on sticks, a little bit disabled, not doing too good at all, but they got a plaque around their neck and a form saying these can come in survivor times, people. Freemasons with a tattoo like concentration camp. So what do you think that plaque gives you, people? I'll tell you what it buys you. It buys you life. It buys you life. Now what you get here is 2 cubicles. You get the skull and crossbones in the 1 cubicle, waiting for, I'll show you now. And in the 2nd cubicle you have blind people. Blind? You're blind by what exactly? with serpents biting them and attacking them, and they're screaming, they're in oblivion. They're in a terrible place. In the background, as you can see, is dead people and a reset. Crows picking their bones. So what are they waiting for exactly? Okay, well, the privilege of the skull and crossbones will get you food. You get 2 cubicles. They got chickens. And you have the adjudicators. A skeleton with smoke coming out of his mouth with a list. Okay, so they're taking lists, they're registering in the skull and crossbones. So the people who are not in this building getting a weighed cut bread and what looks like meat, okay, are this in Survivor Times. And look what's happening in the background, people. Okay, so what is causing that terrible apocalyptic setting? Electrical arcing from the all-seeing eye. Justice, eh? Providence and justice. And the dagger and the hidden hand with reptilian claws. Rapino. Why reptilian in the pyramid, guys? Why reptilian? So if that don't say it all, I'm not sure what does. Privilege of skull and crossbones. You know, take a look for yourself. You want to screen save it for yourself. I will link the picture anyway. You will not miss anything. So I've got quite a few of these, and they all pretty much sum it up what's been going on. So we'll look at some more. So I will link everything. I'm going to go through and run a narrative now with everything you see there linked at the top. Some of it is absolutely brilliant. Now, please don't go slow, computer. So pretty much the same topic, but this is like the French Revolution of Louis XVI, and it shows equality from the top of the sky. We see the August truth replenished. Okay, so it's like they're always talking about replenishment and regeneration. So it's another term for reset. So let's check out this image, which is beautiful again in itself. So we'll start here. The image at the bottom. So you haven't put in the dates in. They're always messing with the dates or putting them in or setting the date as if the date needs to be addressed in this image, you know, so that you know that they're setting the dates. And every single image is a meaning, like the bunches of arrows, the tipped fruit, the guns all stacked together like a fash, and the cannon and the flag. Okay, but if you look closer, they're in the remnants of an old tree trunk, a large tree trunk, as you can see, but it seems to have castellations, like it was a castle or something. But as you can see, it's tree rings, and they're in some sort of castle tree, if that makes any sense. Crazy. So let's have a look at this image for 1702. So the French Revolution is much later. French Revolution is 1789. Okay, it says there 1789. So what I find intriguing about this, now remember, every little thing in this has a code. It all means something to these people. So you get the parasitical beasts flying out of the sky. Okay, you see them? Parasitical beings with bat wings. We're going to see them again in a minute. The eagle with a crown on, a dude on his throne with a crown and a scepter. A lady with a hat on a stick. What is it? One breast. I believe that donates the ISIS religion, but I'm not actually too sure. Now this is what I want to talk about, this implement that's in this lady's hand. Not the mirror so much just yet, but the implement. Now, on my last vlog, I showed you that this states on alchemical decoding of descriptions books that this sprays a perfume. Now, why is it in the air with a lady, and why is it spraying a black cloud? So it's not fire, that's not fire, there's a load of smoke, it would seem. So is that some sort of chemtrail or geoengineering, and is this like a fash type thing, or is it like the Grim Reaper would spray outside of villages in the Middle Ages, which is really not a Grim Reaper, it's someone spraying a plague, chemical attacks? Is that what's happening? Because there's a lot of smoke coming off this implement, this torch, isn't there? So you got the mirror, and it's putting down a ray, a Luciferian ray of a light and knowledge, their knowledge, into a pyramidical form. And inside the pyramid everything is illuminated, including the papal processional altar with everything organised, because everything is a recipe. And if it's placed in a specific order, in a specific way, it means something. And check out the architecture in the background. Okay, we move on. Quite telling, aren't they, people? The reset. Yeah, they called them all sorts in the past, that's for sure. Anyway, excuse me. So, next images. Got quite a good bit to get through, but I don't want to keep this a really long video. I'm not sure if they're going on too long. Maybe you could tell me. Okay. So, yeah, you get in this book. It's absolutely mind-blowing. There's so much in there. I can't go into details. But the image, this image is so useful to us for coding. And it's the first time I've actually seen, or maybe the second now, the application of the fasces causing devastation. Okay, in the way that we explain it being a sound or energy weapon. If I can blow it up, okay. It's laggy. I've been using my computer quite a bit. Anyway, come on, please, please, please. There you go. So, our chemical coding, we've been decoding this for quite some weeks now. As you can see, this guy's got this fasces type lightning bolt thing in his hand, which is definitely technology. It's got a spiral around it. So we're starting this corner. Hopefully I'm not glitching. And it's all inside the celestial dome. As you can see, the dome, it's in here with us, everything you see. And there's lots of clocks with different times. Different times. And obviously Pisces, the Ram. So the constellations, yes, but times as well. But this guy has a fasces. And this time the fasces has a flame coming out of it. And this time the fasces is shown its true purpose, and devastation left behind fires. Would you agree? Yeah. So it's not actually symbolic, is it? The fasces. So it's part of it too, we'll get to it. And of course the lines and everything, sacred geometry going on the whole time. Everything underlying is math. As you know, our reality is math. So more sea creatures are all over the Middle Ages. So that's Poseidon. He has a trident that can make tidal waves. So we're talking about tech with these gods. A sword on his solar plexus. It's too much to decode, but like I said, people, muck in. Give us a hand to decode this stuff. I've actually got a book on being able to decode and find out what this stuff actually means, and it's helped a great deal. Okay, and what you'll always get as well in a lot of these images still is that missing empty Roman emperor's suit. It's crazy stuff. This book is jam-packed full of these incredible images. Look at that, people. Same again. Freemasonry. Yeah. What else we got? I really couldn't say, but the sun disk of illumination over the head again with knowledge. Spirals on pillars because they are basically devices. More Masonic coding. Look at this. I bet that's set at 23.5 degrees. Same as their tilt of their make-believe globe. So, not telling us too much, except they look like very much like the controllers in a specific type of architecture they will call Greco-Romano that got wiped out in an event or events of flood. not in the far off past. So I'll give you this document. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to whiz through because it's one of my subs told me they love the stuff that I give them, so you're going to have like a descriptions box below this video full of the best stuff to look at. We move on now. Okay, so this one is Giants, and it's Musings, Temple of Musings, Fire of, will it translate? No, unfortunately. So let's blow it up. So what it is Genesis, but it gives you absolutely brilliant depictions of the flood event, which I don't think is in the far distant past. This is Giants, which I believed roamed this place in civilization just gone before us, because they're all over Middle Ages depictions as a real thing. So these are giants. Quite incredible, this depiction. Check this out, people. Les giant. So what are they doing exactly? They making mountains. Civilization is below them, so that gives you some idea of the size of these titans. You have one of those horsemen there being ridden by another horse. Strange. So look at the size of these dudes, guys. Holy hell, what are they doing? Oh, there's land on it. And fields. I get it. The giants, are they holding it all together? Or are they? Looks like they might be. And what we got above is like chem clouds and a load of controllers with the same old tech. And it's always the same faces, it's always the same tech, and it's always the same coding, no matter if you're in the 14th, 15th, 16th, well, more the 15th, 16th and 17th. Same. So check that out, guys. Google that. Giants. Pretty damn good, that, isn't it? So this book is just crazy good. It's got all sorts. It's got Noah's flood. What exactly are they doing, these giants? Not sure actually, guys. So let's have a look, because they are absolutely huge. I bet there's all people running, going ah, because they're causing earthquakes as they're coming. People are running for their lives. And look at all of these cities on the mountains. Wow. And they're carrying big, huge chunks of earth with fields and everything on top of them. And they're building an ever higher mountain. Ah! The giants are building a mountain to get up to the dome. To get up here to the place, the plane maybe above the dome. I believe, in that picture. Seems they've been building a hill, don't you think? A mountain? Yeah. Okay, there's giants. Giant ants. Okay. Any more pictures for us to look at? There's some basically stunning pictures, but I don't want to be going into French dialogue that I can't even read. So, let's check out these crazy good depictions, people. So, Noah's flood. Okay. Noah's flood. Let's have a look. So, it's trying to save the family. Everyone's drowning. Climbing a tree. Water's just pouring out of the jugs, or whatever that is. So, the controllers definitely bring it. And not a vengeful God, as is proposed by certain institutions. Okay? Giving God bad press, they do. Methinks if not, deluge. Which I propose is probably in the time that these books are actually written. I just have to. I don't know what time period we're looking at with these books. It could have been from resets way back. We don't even know. These people, these controllers, could be just introducing this back out, see what happens. So I'll be like sort of drip fed out, like the flat Earth was. Crazy stuff. So what we got here? Virgil. Not sure. Somebody with a rock. And some people after the water's all on the trees, so it appears to be after the water has receded, maybe. Not sure, but I don't want to go through a load of dialogue, so I'll give you this document. It's pretty groovy, and it's got some ace depictions of Genesis, alternative depictions, I would say. All beautiful, like this. So there they are, sitting on their chem clouds. All means something. Everything you see, the panpipes, the harps, this thing that's supposed to designate health that he's passing to her, the skeleton with the arrow, and the Grim Reaper, and the guy with the scepter that's illuminated because he's a gadget. Okay, and some flying cars. Pretty groovy, aren't they? So we'll move on anyway. We've got a book full of them, as I said. I'd love to link this stuff. Pretty much the same again, but further on. Let's have a look at this. It's weird the way they stare at the picture, the artist. It's really strange and eerie. So all these things are gadgets, people. Technology. 300 years of exactly the same faces, exactly the same coding, tridents, pots of fruit, panpipes, all not making sense. All of it is like a language, an ideographic language. Each thing denotes something to these people, whoever they are. So anyway, that'll do. So let's move on, because as I said, I got a lot to get through. I want to get this uploaded and get ready for the next adventure on Flat Earth British coming up this weekend. This is my midweek visit. I would have come sooner. So this is more Genesis, more floods, but brilliant depictions. This is what I love, something really aesthetically pleasing to look at. So let's have a look at Genesis in this beautiful Gallica that was kindly passed to me by Victor, who gives me excellent Gallicas. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe somebody could enlighten me. Obviously not Cain and Abel, because that is a lady. Oh. We had the building of Noah's Ark and a divine happening with Noah. Okay, fair enough. It's not a very big ark, that. They're not going to get much in that one. You need to look into other building techniques. I got a good schematic for an ark. Maybe you should check mine. So, and the flood has happened. Everyone gripping trees and the ark on top of a mountain. And then after, we have a rainbow, and all the trees are already leafy. How did that happen? How did that happen indeed? And how did the bird be alive? Was it in flight when the flood happened? You know, the dove. It's very strange, isn't it? Is there analogies? Probably. Well, the dove would have to have a nest, and nests are on land, aren't they? So when the dove, they let the dove off, it comes back with a leaf. So how did the trees grow so quick after Noah's flood? So, I've seen this depiction many times of the Tower of Babel, which is an analogy for what is going on now on our plane. It's a septic cesspit full of evil, and it's getting worse by the day. There's terrible things going on. I touched upon yesterday when I talked about these Victorian orphans, which I will touch upon a little bit later. So, beautiful depictions anyway, and you can have them. All of Genesis and a Deluge, which I covered quite a bit on this channel. They're living under the roots of a tree, and the city's all in the flyer in the background. I suppose that's Lot's wife, is it? Turned into a pillar of salt after she witnessed Vashitak taking out the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah because they are evil. So we move on. This is beautiful, but it's going to be taking a while to scroll through, but I really did want you people to see it. It's a middle-aged text again, but it's deeply coded and the depictions are rather beautiful. So we'll take a little look, see, before I go on to the next piece. So what we're looking at in this video, guys, is some middle-aged depictions and for decoding and a bit of extra, okay? Oh God, what's going on with that? have a look. Excuse me, people. Okay. Should be able to go a bit more than that. But no, not on this one. That's why I had trouble viewing this one for some reason. So, a king on high, Auburn scepter. What else have we got? Like the bodiless knight shows up in this one, I believe. No, it's mostly depictions. Any lack of depictions. There's one there. And I don't speak the lingo. Check these out, though, guys. Ah, that's right. This one's the origins of Earth. I think is this the one with Kabbalah? No, it's not. It's the Christian one. And our terror and the stars are all linear with us inside of the firmament in this book, and plenty of it as well. So check it out for yourselves, people. It's very, very old and very, very peculiar. I mean, some of these books I'm going to give you are quite diverse, actually, people. And you see, the Garden of Eden, you've got the snake wrapped around the tree. Is this an analogy for making a magnetic field? Is that the knowledge? So, and then again, this is this is the origins of the East India Company. So if you imagine the evil East India Company, you've just set up and they're travelling the world and they're taking a look at what's out there. Okay, so as you can imagine, it doesn't fit with any official narrative of what is in the world at this time. So they go to different countries, they land, well, you know the scenario. They abuse the natives because they're evil. Okay. And it doesn't want to scroll through on this one, but I won't worry too much because you are going to get to view it. So there it is. We get a year. So the Dutch East India Company, deeply coded, and they do like their goodies, don't they? They do like their booty in more ways than one. So, isn't that peculiar how Nova Zelima is so highly populated when it's in the high Arctic Circle? Why is it so highly populated? Is it warm at this period? Tartaria is east of Nova Zelima. Isn't that very peculiar? Why it's so highly populated? And what have we got here? Lum's Bay. Not really familiar with that, if I'm honest. So we move on. So I've got some cool maps to show you. So, well, that's cruel, isn't it? Like Seal, you know the singer Seal? Yeah, he likes to go clubbing, apparently. So, it's cruel. So is whaling. So that's what they're doing up in the Arctic, apparently. Apparently, there's a frozen ocean for the Arctic Ocean. But when Michael Palin went on the TV series From Pole to Pole, the Inuit, he went to North Pole Station, which was a large building, so 2 stories, where it was full of scientists. Oh, is it eating his head then? Full of scientists who did not make him welcome. Some dogs. So how is it that there's a frozen ocean? Apparently you can sail there now because it's all thawed because of CC, climate change, and there's a building on it, apparently. It's really strange. They want to make up their fucking minds. Some of it, I swear. They want to keep their continuity up, is what they want to do with their programs and their information. Is it frozen? Is it land? Well, I know what I think. So, there you are. Some Antarctic or Arctic. Excuse me. Depictions. And they built up a beautiful little log cabin. Check that out. Wow, not bad at all. And he's shooting at that polar bear. They're getting regular polar bear. That's what polar bear trapsies are, people. Not bad setup, but a bit cruel. But look at the environment. Okay. So that's an interesting little trip, isn't it? We didn't expect we were going to go here today, did we? Seen people clubbing seals, which is really bleeding terrible. Well, they're the Tatarians, and they're buying the pelts. Nice. Okay, so that's what's going on. Business. So there's a book of business from bygone era, but it could be any time, because for some weird ass reason, Nova Zalima is highly populated. This is where they were supposed to have tested the Tsar bomber, people. The Tsar bomber. Apparently the biggest hydrogen bomb ever exploded. It was on the northern tip of that island, peninsula, in the Arctic Ocean. Apparently. So, I do not recognise these, but that was Spitsbergen, so these are warmer islands, I take it. And worship of the Rock A. Okay, nice headgear. Does it give you Wi-Fi? Probably. Gives you a terrible headache. Anyway, let's move on. There's not much happening there in the way of antiquity. We've got big trees. Okay. So, next, images and book for me to give to you today. To keep... Oh, I got a really high-pitched sound in my ear. Oh, still there. Okay, now funny, I was mentioning fucking 5G sort of things just now. I got a high pitched sound in my ear. Anyway, let's move on. So I can't keep you all day, obviously. Please upload, otherwise I'm gonna have to skip a lot. So this is an Azimuth equidistant, an AE flat Earth map from 1506 that I've never seen before, which I quite trust more than the usual sort of AEs that we get given from the mainstream. But what I want to show you first of all is the date hamperings and wonder what is going on. So this map has got an official narrative or an official title in blue pen. So it's written in pencil 1506. Then it's 15 or maybe 1506 is crossed out in pencil, and they write what looks like 1506 again in another pen. It makes no sense why they would cross the date out and replace it with the same date. And then it goes on to 1924, 1926, so the map is 1504, so these are when it's been exhibited in London, I take it. 1506, they say. So, I've never come across anything quite like it. What I found intriguing was there's nothing where they say on other 1500 maps, nothing where Antarctica is. They usually call it Australis Incognitus or other names. But it's on Ortelius maps, etc. It does say 50. Tiny little 1. Is that a 3 or an O or a 6? Is that what's happening? They can't tell the date of the map because of the fudged 5, and that could be a 3, making this 1306. Yes, it is. Intriguing. So yeah, they're obscuring the outer edge on the azimuthal equidistant, and they're obscuring also the centre, so we don't see what's there. Okay. Also off map by here. Okay, like there's no more happening. It's very telling. Azimuthal equidistant is this. Pretty much to my mind, shows that they're not all maps were from a global perspective. Okay, that's what I believe. Yeah. It's quite a really cool map actually. I wonder if there's any more to it. You know, the complete azimuthal, because it stops dead here. It's like there's no more land east of it. It's really strange. Well, we move on. A new map found and talked about on Flat Earth British. Okay, now I'm going to give you these links to go through because we study architecture and mud flooded environments, and what we got here is a series of photographs and pencil drawings which are second to none. And this is supposed to be in Rome, and you know the score. Rome is not famous for pyramids, but if you study Flat Earth British and you see Giovanni Piranesi's art, Rome is in fact covered with pyramids after events. So this is apparently Rome. Okay, with pyramids. And they're not there now, are they? So they've got rid of them, haven't they? All of them. I can't think of any pyramids really in Rome. Not really. And the schematics for the said pyramid. Some of their encodings and their mud flooded environments. Which, ooh, it's got a couple of cobbles, not really, some mud. Beautiful, beautiful architecture. And there's the schematics. And we have St. Peter's Square. This has been paved out. This bit's muddy here, but they're paved out here. Total contrast to Piranesi's pictures. And there it is. A device. A technasmia device. So look at these buildings, guys. So ancient Rome. Yes, that's right. Ancient Rome brought into the Middle Ages. Constantly on everything that I find on Flat Earth British. All wiped out in events. So I got quite a few of them. You can have a couple of them because I do know that you like to have links. So these architectural ornaments are absolutely out of this world, but check these out, guys. I really don't know what to make of it. It's coding again, but these cannot be really built, can they? They're not statues, are they? So it's the encoders with the water spilling out in between, biding their time, waiting for everyone to mess up, waiting for the last person to turn his back on the creator before they reset. He gave us free will, guys. We're all prone to iconic attack, or you know, pestilent attack, which is that voice in your psyche telling you stupid shit. Okay, which is no good, because you have to ignore that, because it's not you, it's external causation, people. Parasitical. So the beautiful fountains, did they exist? I couldn't really say. How are these balls levitating above here? Are they levitating? Yes, they're levitating. Okay. So they're absolutely beautiful. I don't know what to make of them. Did they really exist? But jam-packed full of coding. I had to show you people. Look at this stuff. It's all these fishes. Always the same fish, like a carp. The dragons. So some of the ornamental pieces that you see in Victorian houses that we have prostrated are free energy fireplaces I'm talking about. I got some evidence on later in this post shortly. Give you ideas of what these things are. Indeed they are, and more to it. They're brilliant, they're mind-blowing. So they're just flashy fountains then, are they? Just flashy fountains, mind-blowing flashy fountains. And their designs. Antiquitech. Check this place out. Stairs going up, the lower level. These windows have been silled here. This would have been up here. There's no need for a window this high. You can't look out of it. It's higher than people. And always the stairs coming up. You don't need stairs coming up. You should have more ground level. So she's being touched up in between events. A lot of America look like that as well, guys. With the statues, they got rid of them. I could touch upon that a bit. I watched a video this morning, excellent, by UAP, who's going into fires. Now, Conspiracy Artist channel picked up the baton concerning orphan, missing so many, the abundance of orphanages in Victorian Britain and Victorian world, okay, and Victorian Britain seems to have a glut of them. But I went a bit deeper. I talked about it yesterday, and I'm not sure if that's what's got my video blocked. Because there's been an abundance of orphanages set alight, but it's tied in with the elite abuses of the people who were in these places, and they've torched them. And if you Google how many, there is just scary amounts of orphanages worldwide. 300, 400, 500 at a time being killed, children. So I couldn't really go into it much. It was too much of a horrendous subject. But yeah, I had my video lifted. So these are absolutely mind-blowing for you. And as you can see, they have great depictions of the Middle Ages. So not much of it. I can't really remember what that one is. But it was brilliant. But we have so much I want to get on. So the only reason I'm showing you this is because it's so beautiful. Okay, the fish. Some of these catalogued beautiful fish. So let's have a little look because they're so beautiful in colour. And I do like colours. So I wonder if any of these are actually extinct. Wow. They're rather something in colour, aren't they? So guppies, the tropical fishes. Look at them. Look at him. Flying fish. I've seen them. Let's see. Flying fish. Wow. That's something. Beautiful colours, aren't they? So they catalogue fished well in this era. Clownfish. Wow. So beautiful. So yeah, don't spend too much time. I just thought I'd show you a bit of colour. Knock yourself out. I'm sure the ladies will like them. Okay. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I'll give you the 2 links. What I mentioned earlier about people picking up the baton and making videos. Somebody maybe look into the Paris fires. I've covered them too much on my channel, but it's the same old demo. I've got 2 books full of photographs of this 1871 Paris fire, and it's definitely what I would say is a deliberate getting rid of a specific type of pre-flood architecture. Okay, what they will call Greco-Romano, which is, if left, it was gonna you do have to explain these places, which are basically giving us all these questions now. It's the same as what you find with 9/11. The buildings' interiors are disintegrated. You can examine these and they're really eerie. Channel trailer for Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. So Paris 1871 incinerated, and a specific type of architecture that does a specific type of thing. Isn't that beautiful? But it doesn't fit because there's a tree in the garden. As I said, it seems like direct energy because there's a tree in the garden and there's some sort of bunker going underneath. I'm sure I've showed these ones before. I do have another booklet. Gives you a bit of a different perspective. So let's move on. So they are incredible architecture. The entire city gets erased, as most cities in this era seem to be. But it's just more evidence of this incredible architecture being incinerated by apparent fire. I just can't imagine fire doing this to this. And look at the depth of detail in these photographs, people. HD. 1871. Getting rid of a specific style of architecture. And what they didn't get rid of then, they mopped up during later wars. But Paris was unaffected, virtually, except for electrical fash attacks and some far-off artillery fire and some Zeppelin raids, but not much in the First World War. And the place never got obliterated in the Second World War. Do you know why? Because they got rid of most of their old civilization during this 1871 era. All gutted, but plants outside, no problemo. You're going to see a lot of anomalies with these photographs. You're not going to work it out. You wonder what's going on. Well, I think we know. But the scale, people, the scale of these buildings. Look at it. So If you're not aware of this, people, look into it. It's quite mesmerising a subject once you get your teeth into it. As I said, this subject of Antiquitech, Technosmia, basically fake history, is massive. It's massive. There's just I don't even know where to go next. There is so much to talk about. Honestly, it's just mesmerising. What shall I bring to him next? So I just choose the best of the day and bring it out to you. I got so much. But the weekend is going to be biblical. Free energy fireplaces. This is from the Middle Ages, this booklet, and what it gives you is these cubicles which you have in mansions, which turns out they are heaters. They're heaters. I've seen a similar thing in Hereford Cathedral when I went there to view the Map of Monday with Nathan Oakley, Stephen, and a couple and family, and they had this really odd heater in there, Victorian heater. I'd never seen the like. So they explain the heating systems for these places, and I'm sure this booklet is a Kirster. It's early. It's going to be a big clue. So I'm going to link it if anyone wants to carry the baton. Do you see these? Oh, they're energy devices, all right. No doubt about it. So they're not just ornaments. They give off heat. And I picked up on a clue and I posted about it yesterday, but I don't want to repeat it because it's talking about the fact that the Freemasons and others use black magic in architecture on coding. And you see the face in there and the moustache. Everything is placed for a specific reason because it means something to these people, because it's a spell. Because it's a spell. And even with their depictions, they have, not in this, but around the boundaries, they have a locking mechanism, almost as if they're locking in the knowledge to that picture, like a photograph. It's just, look, they're heaters. And this book is, I believe, it's Kirster 1700s. Energy fireplaces. But they're not. They're ornamental with alchemical symbols covering them, and they give off vast amounts of heat. They are the best radiators you've ever seen in your life. And the systems go right through these houses. I'm sure we never knew about this before, people. We never. So, like I said, people, carry the baton. Somebody wants to carry on. I'm going to put these links in the descriptions box. What I'm trying to do here is cover as much as I can with the time available before we get on with the next paradigm shift. Get everybody ready. Okay? Look at him with a fash. Again. Damn. It's everywhere now. Everywhere. So, get some idea of how these things are working, alright? So that's another paradigm shifter. There's an M on top as well, again. And all of them are energy devices. Who knew? So, I'll give you the link. Enjoy. Because that's news to me too. Okay, we move on. Now, this book I downloaded is Magic and Kabbalah, and it is absolutely insane. I can't even believe what I'm reading while I'm reading it. I only read about 20 minutes of it and it left my head spinning. Okay, it is crazy. It's like the universal story, but it's with them it's more something out of nothing as well. A bit like I can see the similarities between scientism and what it says in here, but it goes deeper. It tells you about the hidden hand or the spirit or God. Okay, it is just absolutely mind-blowing document. I'm so pleased that I got it. I'm so pleased that I've started to read it. But like I said, I don't go with their origins, but in a way it makes sense. Okay, so check it out for yourself, because it's quite a mind-blowing document. It really, really is. All of these documents, I got hundreds of these. I haven't got time to go through them to bring them to you, you see, people. I could do a vlog a day, but how would you all catch up? It takes me 2 days to catch up on the previous vlog. By the time I catch up on this one, we'll be out with the next vlog. So, that was a good sherry, but the essence of that book is salt is magic. Salt is magic. S-A-L-T, salt. They say is magic. his magical properties, and they go into it to quite some detail too. Now, last little bit of my vlog, I want to talk about something that caught my attention, some excellent final picks of the day, and then I'll be cutting out. Hopefully that'll just be an hour. Hopefully you've enjoyed your time spent here and you've not been bored. This is a book from 1909, and it's a study of comets through time. Comets of 1811 I talked about quite a lot, but there's stuff we didn't know before showing this book. What it shows is comets can break off into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different trajectories into different paths. So the argument in this book, it blows their minds, because they're going with heliocentrism. To my mind, this book kills the globe. So there's an argument going on in this book you will read, where they can't reconcile how this thing's breaking up in air, doing a parabola. So it's coming back down and it's breaking up and it's going off into 5 different trajectories, which is impossible if it's orbiting. Okay, so this is the argument in this book. It's crazy good and kills the globe. But Biela's comet of the mid-1800s split off into two, took 2 different directions. They were one and the same. They got other comets which break up into 5, bit like smart bombs. One big nucleus, other little ones come off, bomblets. It's crazy stuff. But they go into a description here. I got the book a bit bigger for you to show you. Excuse me. Where they say that it's tubular, to look down, or spiraled. Now, you got this form of the tail. Excuse me, this is in the book that I uploaded to read. It's just disappeared. Oh, it'll go down again, excuse me. Okay. Without trying to grind up my computer. Okay. So in this book, they will give you descriptions of what they look like when they go over. Some of them spiral, some of them parabolate, come back down. Now, I thought, oh Christ, that is just nuts. That is exactly what's been witnessed in LA and China, if it's to be believed. I'm not sure because it's on the mainstream, you see. So, excuse me. My book should be here saved. If not, I'll just go on here. Anyway, so the book explains here, if I just blow it up for you, that they can be, the tails can be cylindrical, like a cylinder, flat, or solid or hollow. Solid or hollow. So they do different stuff. They collaborate. They go up and they come back down like a rocket. Okay, like a rocket. Brooks Comet went off into 2 as well. Okay. Unfortunately, it's not letting me scroll through there. Look. Okay, there you are. So it gives you Swift's comet, other comets, and their descriptions, and it gives you depictions, photographs apparently taken from the 1805 observatory on glass plates, but apparently photography is not invented at this period. According to this book, it is, and it's used on glass plates to do comets. So these are some of the stars. They talk about the 1815 comet, okay, the 1811 comet, which Napoleon's comet broke into 2, it states in this book, and maybe more. Okay, we'll give you lists of comets. Okay, there's a thing about Halley, but the most important, it's gone, that book, unfortunately. It shows you a comet that collaborates or comes back down again. If I show you it by here, which is exactly what we're seeing. So they got a nucleus, some of them got a large tail. They're in here with us. We don't know what they are. They got no sticker on the side saying this is Halley's. They're saying they're using light spectrometry. They're saying that they're doing it to like they do with their stupid stat analysis. So they're checking out the spectrum, telling you what the comet's made of, and then they can say, because of its composition, we look on this list and we can tell you that's Halley's. So that sounds nuts to me. So it's never the same. Okay, never the same. Okay, so it's not orbiting. They're using comets to... Basically, they're using comets to push their heliocentric nonsense. But this kills heliocentricism, you see, people. Because if this is an orbiting comet, it cannot parabolate and come back down. The exact same way as the one in China did. So, if there is any truth, because China is got censored internet, if there is any truth in it, then maybe we're looking at a comet weapon test, as it's identical. If it freaking load, excuse me. My comet is my computer is so slow today, but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. Never do. But you know that already. Let's refresh it. So I was just going to show you a bit of that footage from the one in China, which is identical, 100% to the photographs of parabolating, arching, coming back down, supposed rockets in China. There. Okay, so that is identical to a comet, people. It has a nucleus and an outer body as well. It's identical to the ones that you see in this book. Okay, no doubt about it. They spiral, they cause loops in this book. Identical, exactly the same. Okay, exactly. And as you can see, they go up and they come back down. What we believe is to come back down in the sea if it's a rocket. If it's a weapon test, if it's not, then they're letting us know for sure. So it's refreshing. Sorry. I'm just going to show you my images and I'll be out for the day, okay? No, please subscribe. Hang around to the end. I want a quick couple of words before I shoot off and get back to work on Fire of Britishness, okay? So let me show you where it collaborates. There's a flipping advert. If you excuse me. Look away, look away. Alright. I try, people. I try. You can't win them all. So there, it collaborates and it comes back down. Okay, so it's definitely not going to outer space if it's a rocket. Not there is any space. And according to the Comet book, which is here, excuse me, which is here, it's exactly the same. It collaborates, it comes back down again. Okay, the same as the one in China. Yes, exactly the same. So this is a comet device that they are trying out. It's not to do with rockets. This is a comet. Look, they're identical, people. So the photographs in here, they're like, oh God, literally identical, spookily identical. You see how they just do strange things and they twist. There's one of them doing a spiral as well. Look at that one. So that's what we're looking at, people, with that thing from China, I believe. It's identical. Look. It's the same. It's the same. It's a comet. It's a comet. Okay. We move on. So this is what I'm busy doing or getting done. Is if you subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, and or support Fly of British in any small way, which we greatly appreciate it. Alright, this bunny here who's eating popcorn will give you loves and coochies. Okay, share my video. This little bunny, let's have a look at his little face, will give you plenty of love and 2 coochies, hugs. And he's happy eating his popcorn. So what I'm doing is, you can see my Flat Earth British logo. This is getting done. Okay, we're putting this in images to be presented on The Greatest Story Never Told, so it don't get half-inched and taken. Okay, half-inched, pinched, stolen. Don't worry about it. Now, images of the day, and I'm cutting out. Now, this was sent to me in emails by Karen Petit off of Sun and Moon Group Family United. Now, Gillian Macy, thank you so much, dear, who's one of my new subscribers. You are all flipping epic, and this is the comment she gave somewhere. Felix Babes, love you. See, my friend Felix I am a for was commented on her Facebook, I believe. Mud, flood, earthquake, etc. The past is a lie. We live on top of our own ruined societies and do not even know it. Lies are told and retold until we believe in aliens and dinosaurs. Ain't it, love? The real truth is constantly destroyed, hidden and rewritten until experts talk such babble that few can understand, making foolish claims that megaliths, whose supposed ancient structures were built with hand tools. The Emperor has no clothes on, looking to Mudflood, Tatar, and Starfoot. Bells, chimes, organs, churches, half sunken buildings claim to have been built half a floor below ground level and dug out by hand. LOL. Our lady's got a really good view on this subject, hasn't she? But one of my favourite images of Paris there clearly shows civilization on top of civilization. Look at these columns down below, people. Pillars. It's crazy good, isn't it? So let's get through some images. I'll come back, sum up, and then I'm going to skip for today. But it's getting exciting. I'm literally excited. Come on. Okay. So these selected images are being selected out of a lot of these. I've probably got a couple of hundred now of these cursed books out of this Zurich library, and they all got this sort of images in them, and this all mind blowing. Star thoughts. Now we're going to get a lot deeper into this, people. Now these things are related to water, as you know, and electrical forces. Everything. Think of everything like the way Tesla does in this universe as vibration. Think of everything as energy and vibration. Everything is oscillating. Everything is vibrating. Okay. Everything is sound, light. Now these things got water all the way around them on a somatic pattern. That water is programmed with intent. You know, imagine like heavy, full-on holy water in trenches around this building. That's going to do something. So what about this? On top of some sort of little mounty, but you're going to see they're all muddy right the way through here, and it's got some sort of wires. Really crazy, don't know what it means, but it's more Starfoot stuff. So let's go through. I think this is another fasces, if I'm not mistaken. He's got it tied to a tree, or he's got his oxyacetylene bottle. It's by Conrad Haas of 1529 to 1569. You may be able to tell me what that says. Maybe one of my German subscribers. 1566, don't know. Water bottle on tree, don't know. A fash sort of implement tied to the back of a bird. Oh, that is telling. Another fash, another load of sticks, pipes, with tied around to give it a magnetic field with a sort of pointy bit. So this is a gadget. This also on the rope is some sort of gadget. But that, I haven't worked it out yet. It looks very fasces. Very. And he's got there what looks like a pump. A pump of some sort. Is this a pump? It's crazy stuff, crazy stuff. Is that a rocket? Yes, it's a rocket. He's making rockets. Okay, he's making rockets in 1569. Yeah, let's go this way, excuse me. So, Star 40, yeah, our place where we live, and in the middle they give you the swastika, which has been perverted through time, as you know, for nefarious means. But what it is the energy fields, it's the magnetic fields, and it's the centre bit of a flat plane, okay, where the action is, and the ice that contains the water in. Okay, some more beautiful depictions. So the vortices again. So I've got many books on Subterraneous by Kershaw, and there's a big emphasis on underground whirlpools, taking people to places connected by underground tunnel systems. So why is there such a big emphasis on tunnel systems taking you to whirlpools outside of lands in the past? Anybody? Is it a way through to our mirror image reality, or another dimension? Where is it taking us? To another place. And there's a big emphasis on it not too long ago. They show you the same thing in many films. You get it in like the Pirates of the Caribbean. There's one where he goes into like a parallel universe or the mirror reality, and you got to go upside down in a whirlpool. They do the same in Time Bandits, countless films. especially time travel. Look at time tunnel itself. You have a wormhole, don't you? A spiral, and you go down this spiral. So more coding. As I said, every single thing on you means something. The Medusa on the shield, the basket, everything is coded and means something. So this Roman Boadicea with the breast showing, because she's of the Isis religion, showing a Stafford plan to children. Isn't that interesting? Bringing in the new sciences and the new mathematics to the new era, the new enlightenment. Out with the old, in with the new. Fleur-de-lis. And a somatic window. Fleur-de-lis representative of the orgone energy field. Okay. Mesmerizing. Staffords. They are related, I believe, to light, music, and vibration. And we could have been either hiding in them. I've explained, we've already discovered in the Middle Ages, they discovered these. These were left from a previous culture. So they basically occupied them and tried to reverse engineer them. I don't know whether they ever got to these to work the way they used to back in the previous set. They could have been blocking incoming attacks, vibrational weapons, sonic weapons that undulate the earth with mud floods, earthquakes, sinking, liquefaction, earthquakes, tremors, the lot. So these, because they go mega deep, would dissipate that, and anything in here would be safe. Or we were hiding in here from something outside here. Who knows? And there's one there. Isn't that mind-blowing? Holy hell. Look at it. 1700s and everyone's in them. Apparently, bring out your deads and the king's all covered in shit times. Everything's like really backward apparently. So 2 pillars. And what are they doing there out in the country, guys? They look like 2 big magnets, don't they? What are they doing in the middle of the country? No civilization, a path going through them 2 big columns. Really weird. And a mountain with some sort of columns inside it, or it could be a tree. Could be a tree. Could be a tree. So yeah, just random selection, people. Don't know, but it's too weird not to show you. I'm not sure if that's flameage coming out of this thing you carry, but we've looked into altar pieces and we have decided, or sort of, that they are gadgets. I'm not actually sure. It's a big anthill with a lion on top, with the usual wings and the illuminating rays. Oh, and the hand reaching out from the cloud with the info, the hidden hand, which is always there. Right, so Rome meets 1700s. And we have 1700s architecture coupled right next to Roman architecture. In fact, the later building on top is on top of the old Roman architecture. So it's civilization overlapping with civilization. So it's the last of the old and the new people. Side by side people. Romans and the people from the Middle Ages. And another beautiful depiction of the flat earth, as you can see. Because all Asian cultures know this place to be flat. So last little look at this one. Okay, because this screams everything that we know. It's another reset piece. I'm sure I've shown this on the last post, but it was a live event that got basically my volume, it went a bit wrong at the beginning. But it would seem that this guy holding a trident can fight a plasma event. It would seem that he can block the plasma discharge from this weapon that's in the controller's hand, a fash. You can see how them, you know, when I explained to you these, excuse me, it went. My arrows, the arrows in a bunch, is not actually, you know, one stick and loads together is power. It's actually the fasces. Well, gone. We'll show you now. I actually deleted that then. I just closed it. We're going to be showing these last few cool images, and that's going to be an hour or more. I know it is. But I hope you enjoyed your time here anyway, people. Sorry about yesterday, that was not my fault. It was a cool vlog too. Touched upon orphanages fires, which I'll look and show you now. So yeah, she's got an orb, a scepter, and she's got this bunch of arrows, which is all over their coding. Let's blow this up some more, because this is too good not to. I know a lot of you people, I had Rob Drizzle email me, Matt, these pictures you're showing, they freak me out, can you show me more? Send him some. So yeah, the globe cracking up, because it's the only place you're going to see it. He's cracking up in the sky because he's not real. There's a dude, an Arab actually, with a foot on his face. Yeah, some things don't change. They like to this culture, or this civilization, and not kindly people. So she's got that fasces or arrows with an energy weapon, and it gives you plasma discharge, causing complete destruction below. But the Starfort, with a giant energy device in the middle, seems to be free from it. It's engineering mud, but it's free from the cities sinking into the mud, liquefaction. And the rest have got their food, the survivors, the elites, probably skull and crossbones, and they're under some sort of tree, or in a bunker, in survivor times, because plasma attacks. From controllers, which could be off pond, in the Hyperborean, or outside of our frame of reference, because they're definitely watching every single thing we're doing. How is it possible I can upload a video and they block it worldwide without even looking at the context? So they're watching me real time then, are they? Or did they have an algorithm to choose what I should be saying? Keywords. If he says Masons, kick him out. If he says witchcraft in the same sentence, block it. Okay? Because that's what I was talking about. So they use alchemical formula. It's incredible. I'll go into details, just using like sort of sigils, seals of Solomon, in a certain combination, have a certain outcome in reality, and they're using it and they're putting it on architecture. We are so up against it. So yeah, more devices. One of these free energy, free standing orb things, an orb on top of an orb on top of an orb with a cross on top, and there's inside it is boiling hot steam, and there's a fire down in below. So a lot of these things you're going to be seeing in antiquity are actually devices, energy devices, like that one. So that's a radiator, people. A radiator. We've gone backwards a bit, haven't we? Did you know about this before today? No, I know. And a mud-flooded environment. I believe the windmills were used to great effect in the past. I think if they had electricity in the 1500s, I have electrics books, or the practical uses of electrics in the late 1500s, they would definitely put an electrical motor on a windmill. There's a church there buried up to halfway up to its middle, and this one is. You see how this mud is undulating, burying everything, and you get the same old clouds, same old controllers on every one of these Middle Ages images, as you can see. Yeah? Getting to recognise it, aren't you? Obviously, checkerboard floor, Freemasonic, yeah? The duality and the symmetry. Everything's about symmetry. You can double these things half and half, and they will always be identical both sides. The tree broken from events, always. Before the shot, they let you know. And apparently London, before the Great Fire in London, is 666. This is what it looked like. So the buildings on London Bridge were not actually wooden, as they show us in other images. They were big, stone, beautiful, elaborate buildings on a bridge. In a lot of depictions, you see this thing as a wreck. It's just like all hovels on it, made of wood. Don't know, people, but look what they did. So there's two huge mountains or cliffs, buildings on each, and they've built a huge tower in between both of them, connecting them. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't exist today, otherwise we probably would have seen it. So same esoteric reset coding. She's getting some sort of knowledge direct to her brain, so it's external causation. He has got hold of a tube. Looks like some of the comets, and the tube is hollow with lips, as you can see. So it's special to her, this tube, because she's got a hand on it, and he's gripping the tube with the egg timer on top of his head and the scythe, because this implement is an energy weapon. It's a fasciste. It is causing damage. So I'm not sure what he's doing. It looks like he's doing some voodoo, but he's got snakes in his head again. Here with the snake is evil, apparently. Anybody with the serpent, just like in the Garden of Eden. So if you can see the alchemical symbols pouring out from this lady, he's encoded with the all-seeing eye on the end of a scepter. Everything means something, all in the constellation Dome, because obviously they know the Earth is flat. 2 suns, not 1, 2, ready to shine just for you. And what's she got on her head, guys? Should we have a little look? Well, it's not a hat, is it? So it's some sort of tech. Yeah, the message is getting through, isn't it, people? So what we got here is some incredibly weird buildings. Medieval knights being tugged up a cliff on giant cranes. And there's that image again. I'm sure most of you have seen that by now. Paris 1973, major construction reveals a mud flood event from an earlier age. So you can see way below, as high as the buildings are, Roman columns. So thank you, Gillian. That was very kind. And thank all of you, actually. The comments I've had lately have been stunning. Can't even believe it. How so many people will come and watch All Flat Earth British. Now, what this video been about has been about the encoders showing us how this place works. First, I show you that if you are in Skull and Crossbones, privileged, Freemason, an elite, then in the survivor times, we are left to starve, like you've seen the state of us being eaten by crows, and they get chosen because they get fed. But they're not doing too well either, but they're doing a lot better than us. And basically the rest of the images are very similar topic, but I hope you enjoyed it all. I hope this is a happy hour spent. I'm sorry about yesterday's post. There was a lot in it. There was really a lot in it. There's a lot more images I could show now, but I know the time is getting on. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel. Do come back, because this week and next week on the weekend things are gonna get crazy. Okay, crazy. See you all on the scene. Put all the links in. Do enjoy. Dig in, help us out. If you're going to set up a channel, brilliant, guys. Let's make this. Let's take over the internet with information. Okay? Cool information. Let's do it. Okay? I'll get back to you soon, people. You know where I am if you need me. I will put my email in the description box with all of the links. Okay? Peace and love, people. Thank you.